One came out in 2016 and was the second movie after The Force Awakens to be released by Disney. But it was the first in the Stories series. Right. And Bat, what did you think of Rogue One, a Star Wars series?
I absolutely love this movie. I love the the whole Star Wars stories thing they were doing. I mean, if we're on track, I think the next Star Wars movie we should get should be a Star Wars story movie, right? Or did they kind of bag that whole thing?
Right now, what we're getting is a lot of rumors. The only thing we have right now is that Kevin Feige has said that he's making one and that his is going to be completely original with no connection to any other
I
one.
love watching Kevin Feige play with other people's toys because...
You know it's going to be something good.
Yeah.
But we did get something good here because this one was directed by Gareth Edwards, but he was actually taken off at the very end and replaced, but he still gets the directing credit. And, you know, that could be a bad sign for a movie, but this movie was still really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, it's pretty old now, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, so we're going to talk spoilers. The one thing you had to going into this movie, you have to realize any new character is probably going to be killed off because this is somewhat of a prequel.
It leads right into episode 4.
Yeah, this basically fills in the blank after episode 3, but before 4, how the Death Star plans that Princess Leia puts in R2 in the beginning of A New Hope episode 4, how they became in her possession, and that is the team Rogue One.
And I thought that they did a great job of showing that Felicity Jones is Mance Mikkelsen's daughter. She's part of the Rogue One team that goes in to get the plans. And Mance Mikkelsen, in the beginning of this movie, he is taken to go build the Death Star, and he's the guy who put that little ventilation port into the Death Star that eventually Luke would do in episode 4, where he shot the thing down the vent and killed it. That was him, because that was him getting back at the Empire.
He was forced to build it. He didn't want to, so he was hoping that somebody would find the flaw that he intentionally put in there. And they did, and it all worked out. Not for him.
No, unfortunately, he ends up getting killed. A lot of people end up getting killed in this movie.
His daughter, right?
Everybody dies.
His daughter, his daughter is the one who eventually...
gets the plans in motion, uploads them to the file that eventually ends up to Leia's hands, that she ends up, delivering to the rebellion.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And it ties everything in right into 4 beautifully. It butts up right to the beginning of that movie. That's the one thing I love the scenes where it looks like episode 4 in this movie.
Oh my God.
The costume design, the scene, the ship's design, they nailed it. The rebel base on whatever planet that was, I forget. But it's...
Oh my God, this movie, the set design is beautiful. Everything, like Matt said, everything, the scope, everything seemed big. The Death Star seemed just huge. Like, this was a real boots on the ground war movie. Put the war in Star Wars, because you felt it. You felt like they were really fighting. They were all really right there. Finally saw what a ship looks like coming out of hyperspace. That was, or hyperspeed. That was amazing. Because I always just imagined that, but we never saw it. So that was really cool. Everyone played their parts perfectly. You had Forrest Whitaker with that freaking air tank. That was a weird choice, with him sucking the air and then it come back in place.
Saw Gerrera, right?
Yeah, his voice was crazy. Donnie Yen is in this movie. He's awesome. I am one with the Force. The Force is one with me.
Yeah, they were cool. I liked them a lot.
Yeah, those two guys were great. I felt bad.
But it was just so cool. Again, I loved making it look like it was in the 80s. Well, or 70s, I should say. Just the costumes they nailed. Even the CGI with Tarkin and Leia. But there was also the rebel, the girl that wears like the dress.
No, that was her.
No. The rebel leader. That's not Leia.
No, I know. But that girl, that wasn't CGI. That was her.
What?
Yeah, that Jimmy Smith's too in this movie. I mean, maybe they threw some de-aging on them, but that was the same actors. They're not dead. So
really?
Yeah. The only two people that are CGI are Tarkin and Leia.
Are you sure?
Positive, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was just them. They just probably threw some makeup on to make them look younger, but no, they're still alive and they were still able to reprise their roles.
But the CGI on Tarkin, like, you can kind of tell it's CGI, but it looks very good.
It's got doll's eyes. Dead eyes.
You doing Jaws?
Stop that.
But yeah, fantastic movie. It works great as
a Star Wars movie.
As a Star Wars movie, yeah. But it answers a lot of questions that we didn't exactly need answered. But I'm glad they did, because we got a great movie out of it, and it's more Star Wars, you know?
Yeah,
Who doesn't want more Star Wars?
Exactly. But there was some lazy writing I noticed for Solo from this movie, actually, because Solo came out a couple years after. The droid in this movie is called K2SO. Remember what the droid was called in Solo Star Wars, Lori?
Mm-hmm.
L3. K2, L3. They just went up a letter and a number on both.
Well, this came out first.
Yeah, but...
lazy writing and stuff. Speaking of writing, again, I know we talk about Kind of Funny a lot on this, but I don't know if you listened to the X-Cast, Gary Whitta, he wrote this movie. Him alongside with...
John Knoll.
John Knoll, yeah.
Yeah, the two of them wrote this one.
But that's why Greg Miller always calls Gary the Rogue One, because he wrote the Rogue One. He wrote Rogue One.
It's
and
crazy.
It's just... And we listen to this guy's podcast all the time.
And he's also the guy who helped write Duke Nukem Forever, Gears of War, and Prey from 2006, which is one of Matt's favorite games.
Yeah, I mean, he's got an incredible track record, and I just get to hear him talk about on Xbox every Saturday.
And one other quick note, this is also the first Star Wars movie not to have the score done by John Williams, but it was done by, you might recognize from The Batman, who did the score for that, Michael Giacchino, whose name I have always struggled with, but now I just nailed it, if you heard.
Yeah, it sounded alright.
Yeah, but I love the score. I think people got a little upset that John Williams didn't do it. I don't remember the reason why, but I loved it. I really did it. And you kind of said he kind of ripped him off, it felt like, right?
What?
John Williams, he kind of got ripped off with this
Yeah,
one?
but you have to. It's Star Wars, you know? I mean, it's almost episode 3.9, you know? It's... Or 4,
No, you're right, 3.9, because it's just after 3.
Yeah,
but it's right before 4.
Yeah, it's as close as you can get to 4 without calling it 4. And it's just... It could even be episode 4, and you just splice them in, boom. Because if you watch these back-to-back, you're not missing a thing. Because they... Literally, the ship boarding in the beginning of 4 is the end of Rogue One. So
it leads right into it.
It's perfect.
And one other thing is that this also features the greatest Darth Vader scene of all time, when he's just laying him out right at the end of this.
Yep.
So that was incredible.
And one thing that did confuse me at first, but now I understand, there was 2 ships. They boarded the first ship, and then they got away, and then the beginning of episode 4, they get boarded on the ship that they got away from.
Yeah, the plans got transferred. He got the plans just in time out,
Yeah.
just before Darth Vader decided to...
there was a bigger ship, and then there
life.
was the smaller consulate ship.
And then he caught up and boarded that in 4.
Right.
I need to get those plans! And it was awesome.
See to it personally.
Okay, before we do some physical media talk, let's talk about where this is going to be ranking, because for me, this is number 1. So far.
We did 1, 2, and 3 on the prequels, right?
And Solo.
And Solo. It's definitely better than most. Episode 1, I mean, it really has its nostalgia.
No, this
Hooks
is better.
in me. Is it a better movie? Okay.
Alright,
We'll
fine.
put it at number 1.
Alright, this goes to number 1 for now, so right now our order goes. It goes Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Number 2, The Phantom Menace. Number 3, Episode 3. Number 4, Solo, A Star Wars Story. And then number 5, Attack of the Clones, which will just never rise above last because it's horrible. But, before we finish this video off, let's talk about the 4K.
So here we have the 4K disc for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Now, I got gypped out of a slipcover. I think you said you have a slipcover for this one.
I do for this, but I don't for A New Hope.
Okay, so I have that one. But, yeah, you know, it's your basic 4K. You got your Blu-ray bonus features, you got the 4K disc, and then there's a Blu-ray movie underneath the bonus features. I don't like when they stack them, but I'll probably never watch the Blu-ray because I already have a separate Blu-ray, and why wouldn't I watch the 4K? Because it's a very, very good looking 4K.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. The best I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely from Star Wars, I mean, not in general. But no, it was a beautiful looking 4K. You could just tell it was shot amazingly.
It's a new movie, so you come to expect that, but it looks amazing. The Dolby Atmos sounds fantastic. It's, you know, what do you expect?
Yeah, no, they put a ton of effort into how this movie was shot. And I'm guessing it wasn't probably too hard of a transfer to 4K because it's only from 2016, so it's not too hard to put that on 4K. And, it just shows, like, with modern technology, what you can do. I think this is what everyone always imagined a Star Wars movie looking like, and I have the same 4K, and I gotta admit, they nailed it.
Yeah, that beach battle scene at the end,
But just like anything, you could just go and watch this on Disney Plus if you don't want to run out. But for the collector out there, it's definitely worth your money. I don't know if you need to buy it for $25, but if you see
Wait
it,
for the sale.
they just go on sale all the time.
15-ish, maybe.
Definitely worth that. But you can watch them on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus has probably one of the best streams, so you're not missing much. But collectors, definitely wait. Grab it for 15 bones if you can, and then you can come back next week and join us for Episode 4, A New Hope. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and you tell your friends.